Hello everybody and welcome to another toy review. In today's video I'm taking a look at the second wave of figures from B2FIVE, the Beaver consideree of Acid Rain. This is the 88th Sand LAUREL LA4S4 and the Marine SIEGER Stronghold ST2M. Those names just roll off the tongue, don't they? Quick look at the back of their boxes. As you can see, these are just as fun and customizable as the Wave 1 comrades. Loads of different pieces we can plug in and tweak and mod to make our own custom armies. I will show you how to transform all of these figures, but if you get stuck and you think, Ben, you are naff, then use the QR code. Here we have it out of the package. We get the LAUREL cannon, which has an ammo chain coming around here. We've got the various ports and plugs. We have those universal connectors, which allows us to connect various different arms and legs. And we get a weapon for our pilot. Now, the fantastic thing about these figures are that they are 2.5 inches tall. Therefore, there is loads of room on my shelf to display them. I mean, the actual detailing on these figures is sublime. They are incredibly fun. They're kind of like a much more gritty hybrid version of those Mega Bloks figures, but with grit, determination, and a heck of a lot of articulation. The heads can go up, down, we can go left and right. We have ball jointed shoulders all the way around. We have an upper bicep swivel. We get a bend at the elbow, rotation on the wrist. We get a rather nice abdominal crunch. We get a rotation in there. We get ball jointed legs, so we can go out to the side. We get a nice bend on that knee, and we get ball jointed feet. I mean, we've even got sculpted laces on there. I love the fact that everything is interchangeable with the actual figures as well. We can just pop the head off. Anything that's ball jointed can just be switched over. The guns just slot nicely into the figure's hand, and if you've seen Vangelus's videos or some of his Flickr pictures, he gets these in some really kind of awesome military style poses. Me, not so much. I kind of just let hang them off things or peg them on to various points. I'm not as imaginative as him, but you know, these are very fun little figures. Right, let's take a look at the LAUREL LA4S4. This is part of the Sand Corp, and it's again got a very impeccable paint application, some nice tampos on there with a lot of battle wear on this guy. He has really been out there fighting, earning his keep. We have a really nice gun on this arm, and on this arm we have a nice articulated hand with a peg so he can hold weaponry. Just love the detailing on these. They really do remind me of figures of kind of like the army stuff that you used to get in the 80s, kind of modern versions of the Manta Force, etc. We have his chain gun plugged in. We have various different ports all over the torso, and the ammunition just comes all the way up, and it's on the top there on a mushroom peg, so we can rotate it, or you can remove it and plug it in at various different points. These are fun figures. There's 3 different sizes. We have the smallest, which is the weaponry. We then have the ports, which allow us to put the mech guns into various different ports, and then we get the very large pegs, which allows us to chop and change the arms on these mech suits, the legs, and various different ports like the torso, etc. Now, articulation wise on the mech suit, we can go all the way up on a lovely ratchet joint. Out to the side, we have an upper bicep rotation using a mushroom peg. You get a double jointed elbow, we get a rotation on the wrist, and we get these articulated fingers and a static thumb. There is a waist swivel. No abdominal crunch on this mech, but do you really need an ab crunch on a mech? The legs can come this far forwards, this far back. We can come out to the side. We have an upper thigh rotation. We get a bend at the knee. Coming down to the feet, we have up and down motion on the toe, and we get a lovely pivot on that ankle. And we actually get forwards and backwards motion on there as well. Now we can open up the front of the cockpit, lift up the roof canopy, exposing all of the inner workings, and then we can just bring our pilot in. There he is, he's hanging on in there nicely. We can then sit him back, close up the top canopy, and then close up the lower canopy, and there he is operating his LAUREL. And here we have the Stronghold ST2M in its vehicle kind of tank form. We get two of the adapters. As you can see, I'm using the foot pegs on the top there. He's kind of dodging away, getting ready for battle or something like that. Either that, he was doing like a little dance. He comes with a gun, again interchangeable with the other weaponry, exactly the same array of articulation. I love the head sculpt on this one. This is one of my favorite head sculpts. It's just got that kind of G.I. Joe-esque vibe about it. And the Stronghold is exactly what it says on the tin. Again, really nice deco on these. Love that kind of black wash they've got going on. We have some nice grip handles on either side, so they can kind of hang on whilst it's in its tank form, or of course this does transform up as well. Now if you look on the base here, this peg here is a swivel peg which forms the waist joint, and we have a peg here which tab in these leg segments, and they're also tabbed in at the base and again underneath these ports here. So to get them unpegged, start from the top, unpegging like so, and then you want to unpeg from the bottom and then unpeg from the side like so, and then this is going to rock down. The legs can just move out of the way, and this is going to rock down and just tab and secure into place. The feet will come forwards, and these toes can either come down or up. I believe they're meant to be down in the tank mode, I'm not entirely sure, but either way these rock upwards like this. The arms can come outwards, really lovely ratchet on that joint. This can tab upwards, bring the shoulder all the way around, and then we have this segment here. This comes up, forms the fist, very like hammer fist thing going on there, and then we have weaponry which looks to be some sort of like drill. And the same with this side, bring the arm out, flip the hinge up, and then bring the fist up, followed by those large segments. There you go, he's starting to look the part. I love this insignia detailing on the top here. This can all lift up. Again, we have a place for our pilot. Let's just sit him in there. I love the size difference as well. There's such a vast array of sizes. Everything can be modified, and every collection can be completely unique. Still get that 0 hour nod from these as well. So let's pull the chest down. Now the difference with this modified helmet, the visor at the front here can no longer be lifted because this does hold it down, but that's no biggie. I mean, it can still rotate left and right quite freely. Let's have that in. Shoulders are on ratchets, both round and forwards. Upper bicep rotation, bend at the elbow, up and down on those big fists, as well as left and right. We already know that this can slide forwards and backwards, and we can actually bring this all the way forwards as well, so it's directly underneath those fists. We have a rotation on that waist, we have forwards and backwards motion, we have the ability to move the legs forwards and backwards, out to the side from underneath. There is an upper thigh rotation in there, albeit slight, but it does rotate nonetheless. And then we get rotation on those feet, and we get some nice pivot as well. Altogether, these figures are really starting to take shape. We can literally pull pieces off each and every one. How I kind of do it, yes, I do still role play with my figures. I kind of have them battling, and then one of these mechs gets taken down, the pilots are killed, and then they kind of use it as salvage. They kind of scavenge the pieces that they need to continue their war. They don't have time to mourn their fallen comrades. They just rebuild their mech and try and take what they can and kind of take back and win their segment of the war. Warning, this may contain graphic detail. Look, this has pounded and managed to destroy this. Look, the dude is dead. Oh no. So what they're going to do, they're going to come along and they're going to salvage what they can from this. They're going to take some of the resources. They're going to think, oh, these guns are nice, let's pop those on to the arm so I can kind of armorize it. And then they think, actually, you know what, let's actually just take an entire arm. So they use their connector pegs, peg those in to one of those existing ports, and then we can actually tab a whole arm in there as well. Yes, I know it doesn't look very good, but you get the idea. And look, this is very off balance now, so let's bring this section forward, bring the legs down like so. They can tab in just to help with the stability, and then we can tab a secondary set of legs in just to help this cope with all the additional weight. There we go, there's a secondary set of legs. And what else can we bring in? Let's bring in some of this ammunition as well. Let's unpeg the gun, rotate this around. This can then peg in on the port on the arm, and then the ammunition is going to get its power from the port on the torso, and then we can just adjust the arm accordingly. But you get the idea. There are a lot of different variations and options that we can do with these pieces. Poor guy, look, he's head over heels for the set. Oh, Ben, that was terrible. Absolutely terrible. But I mean, it's even the figures we can just chop and change the parts on. Look, there we go. He wants this head on instead, doesn't he? Let's just pop that on. There we go. He's a completely different trooper, and he's going to stand on these newly established railgun segment, tab in his foot, and there we go. There is our hybrid vehicle. I mean, this is one of my personal configurations. We've got the big kind of tank missile pods landed on this, and we've used the adapters, just plugged those in at the back there, and then plugged his original arms in as well. He's got complete control of everything going on. He looks really tanked up. So there we have it, ladies and gentlemen. Lots more fun in the first two offerings from Wave 2 from B2FIVE, part of their Argot military. If you'd like to check out my review of Wave 1, then I've included a link just up here, and I'm going to add these all to the playlist as well. Thank you all for watching. I hope you found the video useful. If you have, feel free to give it a big thumbs up, share, and of course subscribe. And until next time, from myself and the Argot military, Wave 2, thanks for watching. Goodbye.